Good afternoon, welcome to Fishing for Bees. My name's Rick. If you've never come across this channel, all these are swarm catches. Everything in my production yard is a swarm catch. I've never split bees, I've never purchased bees. If catching swarms or watching how I keep free bees is something that interests you, please like and subscribe. So it's June 14th, we were in here on June 4th. We found out that this one was queenless. This was our second catch of the year, believed to be a cast-off secondary swarm. And I don't think the queen got mated well because it was just too early in the season here in Michigan and drone congregation areas weren't established well enough. So we gave them a frame from down there with some eggs. So we're gonna get in here and see if we have a queen cell or an emerged queen cell. Probably too early for an emerged queen cell, but there better be a queen cell. I won't give swarm catches a ton of help. Currently, I'm not even feeding any of these. I'm not opposed to feeding them. I'm just seeing how well they can do on their own. So I don't want to continue to give this one frames from another swarm catch, potentially setting that other one back. I got to get these up to weight for winter, and I'm not sure how much more help I'm willing to give them. I don't know if you can see it, but down over on this end there's a lot of orientation flights taking place. So we got a lot of new bees being born in this yard. And that's all I'm in here looking for, is just evidence of a laying queen. Now, we donated a frame, so we have to be careful. We donated an egg frame, and that would be this one. So that's not the evidence of a laying queen. Okay, so this is a problem. We may have gone laying worker, which was what I was trying to avoid. Well, this is not good news. They didn't make a queen out of our donated egg frame. So today is Monday the 17th. I just want to take one more look in here. I've come up with a decision on what I'm going to do with this colony. I often talk about how there's swarms and it's easier to take your losses when they're not working out, queen failures, laying worker situations such as this one. So I'm done playing with this one. I'm gonna have to just accept that it's a loss. One of the reasons why I really want to stop playing with this is I gave them a full frame of brood from another colony. They did not use to make a queen cell. And I don't want all that brood to emerge out of this one and prolong my misery. So this is gonna be taken away, shaken out, and then this with no bees in it is going to be added on here. We're going to put the super on top, so it's going to go in this spot right here on the colony next door. Any drift of viable females that come home will hopefully drift in here. It's only 8 inches away, the entrance. So that's the plan. We just got to cut our losses and be done with this damn thing. Second catch of the year, likely a virgin queen. First catch of the year, still causing me problems. My first 2 catches of the year are not good swarm catches. They're not viable. They can't stand on their own, and both of them have to go. So I've known that this needed to be done, and I'm a little late, but I gave them enough time. Funny thing is, I didn't have the motivation to do this today. 90 degrees and warm, and I just didn't feel like doing it, but I had an hour-long conversation with someone who watched a video of mine. He's only watched one video of mine. His name's Don M. from Lansing. It was a wonderful conversation. I don't think he'll mind me saying that he's 83 years old. I believe that's correct, Don. 83 years old. Worked 7 colonies today. Wiser than me, did them before the heat came. He gave me the motivation to do this and get this done. This is ridiculous. It needs to be done. Right? It's a loss. It's done. And all that's gonna happen with a laying worker is more bad comb to be drawn. More drawn comb, more messed up comb. Drone comb. Some queen cells that are useless because she can't produce another queen. Well, you certainly don't have to be too careful. I mean, I'm not trying to kill females, but there's a mad rush already next door to that neighboring colony, and I'm just trying to not bring that laying worker along for the ride. So I guess we'll see about this move. I didn't expect so many of them to be here right now. This colony's stressed, man. They're getting a lot of confused bees from that other shakeout coming here, because this is the closest one. I knew it would be like this, so let's get it done. Hopefully with all this added space, they can all get along until they get used to each other. So this is about 15 minutes later. Drift isn't that bad. It's cleaned up. Small entrance, so they do have to be greeted at the door. They can't just come in. I want the existing colony to have the say on who can enter the nightclub. But this is pretty good. The other, what's going on down there is just some work we did for another video. So yeah, all in all, pretty good. I just want to thank Don M for the inspiration for the conversation today. Hour long. We covered so many things in beekeeping. He's got a vast knowledge of beekeeping, far more than I do. I'm just a guy playing with swarms and doing my best to keep them alive with great success. So, but it was great. Got me motivated. He worked his bees today. I worked some of my bees today. So we're gonna cut away and continue with the video on inspecting the rest of these colonies. So this is what we ended up doing with the laying worker colony a couple days after the part you already saw. We still got this darn ant problem on this colony. I didn't even see them on the side here. They're not in the inside. But that's just stressing them. I'm gonna get in and out of this one. They're not ready for another box. They got brood. Good brood. Hopefully that little bit of help I gave them with the ants is enough. So the last one was good. Now if I was feeding them, they'd have these frames drawn out. Not even touching the plastic. That plastic was in there from the catch. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Not my favorite. I like starter strips. Good brood. Not ready for another box. Next door to the one with ants, and they got no ants. Go figure. Resource frame. So these catches go in order on the hive stand from earliest in the season to latest in the season. This is the most recent catch. You can see as we work our way down, the ones that were caught later in the season are actually doing better than the ones that are caught earlier in the season. We swarmed too early here in Michigan. I'd like to hear from people in Michigan whose colonies swarmed early in the season. I'd like to hear about the condition of your mated queens. So we got brood. So we're judging population. And by judging population, you're judging how many there is that are out of the cell and how many that are in the cell. You see what's going on here? And they're emerging out of the one next to it, but there's still a lot of brood to emerge. So this one is a candidate for another box. My goal for every one of these colonies is to get them 10 frames, 5 over 5. Holy moly. Wow. Just sheets of brood. Sorry, I didn't give you a good visual of it, but this one's full of brood, this one's full of brood. I can only assume that I can see that these frames are finished. Another box. I don't have a plan yet for next year as far as expansion, but this year I had a number and I had so many swarm catches coming out of winter, I gave colonies away. So you might be seeing the inside of your future colony that I give you. So again, it's not how many bees are walking around. It's how many bees that are going to be walking around, in addition to how many are walking around, in addition to how many are currently out foraging. You have to look at all those things to determine whether you're adding another box. They don't need another box, obviously. Just a good amount of nectar in that drawn out section. Brood, some eggs, some brood, some pollen. Great frame of brood next door. Not ready for another box, but confirmed laying queen. As I said at the beginning, these are all freebies, so not bad, we'll take it. I am disappointed about that first one, but what can you do? So that's the update on the holding yard. We're extracting this weekend. Thanks for watching. I hope your bees are well.